Luis Diaz's future at Liverpool has been under growing scrutiny in recent months, and the latest twist has only added to the uncertainty. With speculation steadily building since the turn of the year, the Colombian winger has found himself at the centre of increasing transfer talk, fueled by interest from abroad and questions about his long-term role under Arne Slot. Now, a fresh development has emerged that could significantly shift the conversation and potentially bring some clarity to a situation that's been anything but settled. So what has changed in the Luis Diaz situation? Let's break it down, along with all the other Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Liverpool are champions again. To mark this historic 20th league title, we've just launched our exclusive Champions collection of t-shirts. Celebrate in style and show your pride with official gear made for real Reds. Head over to copiclothing.com or just click the link in the description and grab yours while stocks last. But first, Liverpool reportedly have no plans to pay Crystal Palace's asking price for Likewagui, with the Reds instead expected to offer significantly less than what the selling club want. It was reported by the Mail's Lewis Steele earlier this week that Liverpool could try to lowball Crystal Palace for Guehi. Now, a report from TalkSport's chief football correspondent, Alex Crook, has aligned with the previous claim that the Reds will not pay £45 million. Crook wrote that Liverpool will only advance their interest in Guehi if the price drops significantly south of £45 million. Steele's report stated that Liverpool could try to lowball them at £30 million, but given Palace turned down a bid of £70 million from Spurs in January, that would seem a low offer from the Reds. However, with just a year left on his contract, Palace could be forced to take a lower fee as Guehi has no plans to sign a renewal, reported Crook. It isn't just Liverpool who are interested in Guehi. Arsenal are also believed to have concrete interest, according to BBC Sport. The Reds will hope to avoid being drawn into a bidding war with clubs such as Newcastle and Spurs, both of whom have previously bid well above the £45 million for the 24-year-old defender. With Jarell Quansah close to leaving for Bayer Leverkusen, in a move worth an initial £30 million, Liverpool will certainly be looking to acquire a centre-back. As a homegrown player like Quansah, Guehi would be ideal. However, the centre-half may have to consider how much game time he will get at Liverpool. The Palace defender became a regular in the England team under Gareth Southgate, but he will need to ensure he is playing consistently to be selected by Thomas Tuchel for next summer's World Cup. This could be an issue at both Liverpool and Arsenal, with the partnerships of Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate, as well as Gabriel and William Saliba, well established at each club. Ajax's Jorel Hato and RB Leipzig's Castello Luqueba have also been mentioned as centre-back targets for Liverpool, and while they may be seen as alternatives to Guehi, it is not impossible that the club will push for two defensive signings. Now, in a huge Luis Diaz twist, with speculation continuing to swirl around Luis Diaz's future, a new report has claimed that Al Nassr are prepared to offer Liverpool over £72 million for the Colombian. While Diaz isn't thought to be actively seeking a move away from Liverpool, speculation on his future has consistently infiltrated the news cycle this summer. Barcelona are believed to be his preferred choice of destination should the Reds decide to sell the Colombian, but Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia have now emerged as an option. Reporter Ben Jacobs, who tends to be well placed on Saudi stories, wrote, Diaz remains Al Nassr's top left-wing target, even after Liverpool told Barcelona he is not for sale. Nassr prepared to offer in excess of £72.6 million. Diaz was open to Barcelona, but still unclear if he'll consider Saudi. With a transfer to Barcelona seemingly now off the cards this summer, The Athletic's David Ornstein reported that Liverpool were reluctant to do business. Diaz must now consider his options. In all likelihood, he will stay on Merseyside and is very happy at Liverpool, he said at the beginning of June per Caracol Radio. I'm very happy at Liverpool, I've always said so. They've welcomed me very well from day one. We're currently in contact with Liverpool because we're talking to clubs, and that's normal given the transfer market that's opening. We're trying to work out what's best for us. I'm just waiting to see what happens. If Liverpool gives us a good renewal, or I still have the 2 years left with them, I'll be happy and content there. That the 28-year-old is considering alternatives sheds some light on where he stands, with his mention of a good renewal showing he would prefer an improved contract. Big games, big moments, and hard evidence as to why Diaz is so universally adored on Merseyside. Cashing in on him this summer may make a measure of painful sense, but it will absolutely be on Liverpool's terms if so. Should said bid not materialise, Liverpool will be graced by the brilliant Barranquero for another 2 seasons until his contract winds down. If this is the end, it's been a pleasure, though it feels like the cauldron of Diaz magic hasn't quite finished stirring. Not just yet anyway. In other news, Liverpool reporters have kept the door ajar for a pursuit of Alexander Isak this summer, but claims from Newcastle state the club have no fears internally that he will push for a move. It is no secret that Liverpool are in the market for a new number 9 this summer, and that Isak would be the ideal candidate, even if he was to demand a sizable transfer fee. The club's interest has not been shot down by Merseyside reporters, with the Mail's Lewis Steele recently stating that it is not one to completely rule out just yet. Newcastle do not need to sell, but the narrative has started to shift that they would be reluctant sellers for the right price. Another factor will be if Isak were to push for an exit, but Lee Ryder, chief Newcastle writer for Chronicle Live, reports there are no fears the striker will need settling down. He is not the type to push for a move, Ryder adds, while Newcastle are under no pressure to sell, bow down to any demands or make any decisions. Eddie Howe is described as relaxed over his leading forward and has held quiet talks with the 25-year-old, who could yet show signs of unrest if Liverpool receive encouragement. Notably, Ryder also states that over at Liverpool, reporters who cover the club have been told not to dismiss a July bid for Isak, which represents the start of a new financial year. Isak is contracted until 2028 and has been projected to cost in excess of £150 million, a figure the club could afford, with the Liverpool Echo's Dave Powell reporting that the Reds could spend another £200 million in the market this summer and still be PSR compliant. Liverpool are expected to concentrate on outgoings before returning to investing in their squad, with Darwin Núñez and Jarell Quansah set to headline the early names to depart. Newcastle have a strong hand when it comes to Isak's future, but if Liverpool were to receive any positive indication from the player, then their resolve will be tested. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We post all the latest Liverpool news every day, so join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.